At the heart of Greece, where nature's beauty satisfies the heart's desire, lies the Prefecture of Karditsa. This is where our journey starts, an amazing journey through space and time. A journey whose destination is adventure and also rest. An enviable journey in the prefecture of the three lakes, the Kimomeni of the Agrafa crest and the imposing alpine landscapes. The mountains that protectively embrace them throughout the course of modern times, and the endless plain. The lakes Lake Plastira, Smokovo and Stefaniadas were created in the past few decades in the mountain relief of the Prefecture of Karditsa, decisively changing the landscape and upgrading its natural beauty. Imposing in size, unique in beauty and rich in tourist amenities, the region of Lake Plastira is undoubtedly the jewel of Agrafa and the prefecture. History, tradition, architecture and religious monuments all combine so harmoniously with the natural environment that any glance at any moment reveals something new for the visitor. Through a route of approximately 60 kilometers, the visitor can tour the lake. He can visit religious monuments such as the monasteries Panaya Pelikiti at Karditsa, Petra at Katafiyi, Corona at Sardaki. Admire the view of the lake from the observatory, as well as the Tavropos Dam, an amazing creation for its time, envisaged by the great national leader Nikolaos Plastiras. And broaden his knowledge at the Castania Natural History Museum, the Nikolaos Plastiras Museum at his birthplace of Morfovouni, the Wine and Vine Museum at Mese Nicola, the Neochori Environmental Education Museum, the Botanical Gardens, and the Folk Museum at Portitsa, where many details of this place's history are revealed. A past that is hidden within the clear waters of the lake, in which you can see your face reflected back at you, at the same time finding it hard to believe that there was an airport here during the resistance against the Italians and the Germans, serving the needs of the Allied forces. Returning to the present and observing the geology of the terrain with its steep gradients, we can understand why it is so great for hang gliding, mountain biking, walking, climbing and other mountain activities. The forest village and local watermills are also worth a visit. In the same region, the visitor will be led through an exquisite route that starts at Rahula and passes through Paliosoglopi, Amarado, Sarantaporo, the monastery of the Kimisios tis Theotokou Neraidas, and which comes out at Lake Plastira. There is a small ski slope with a ski lift at Karamanolis. The lake's brilliant blue waters offer moments of rest and pleasure, as well as providing the visitor with the opportunity to enjoy a swim, pedal canoeing, windsurfing, hydrobikes, fishing and archery. You can also go horse riding just before and as far as Crioneri. Around the lake, there are dozens of enterprises offering accommodation and entertainment, responding to the needs of every visitor. Kiosks with traditional products, cafes, tavernas and restaurants, traditional pensions, hotels, cafes, clubs and bars, offering services with high-quality standards and promising a wonderful getaway. Night falls, and the magical reflection of the moonlight in the lake waters has inspired performers from all over Greece. Especially in the summer months, they hold concerts and theatrical performances there, where nature once more unites with man, in a relationship that is almost metaphysical. A unique experience. When seeking greater contact with virgin nature, another lake, Lake Stefaniadas, can become the traveller's final destination. In the west of Karditsa Prefecture, like an eagle's nest, the region of Agithea is embraced by tall peaks that reach the sky. A historical place, inhabited in antiquity by the Athamanes, and playing an important role during the Ottoman period and the Second World War as the seat of the government of Free Greece. The local monasteries became hideouts for the fighters and schools for the children, bequeathing their history to us as a legacy. The monasteries of Spilias and Kosti Koubourianon, Agia Triada, Atrakotripa, the Kimisios tis Theotokou Katousiou, and the Metamorphosios of Ragianon inspire awe in locals and visitors. The ancient monuments and the stone bridges, such as Petrotou, Trizolu to Katafiliou, Nazilou, Stefaniotiko, Tis Agorasias and Tu Petrilioti, are structural jewels of folk architecture. The Mouzaki route, through mountain passes of rugged beauty, is amazing, becoming more sedate after the passage of the Grand Achelos. Along its length there are cafes, tavernas, and modern hotels at Antheros and Metamorphosis. There is an exceptionally interesting route through East Argithea, which connects with Lake Plastira, Evrytania, and the municipality of Achelos. Here the visitor will see villages of particular architectural interest, hospitable pensions, tavernas, and traditional cafes in the villages of Pefkofito, Petrilo, Leontito, and Vlasi, on the road for the monastery of Spilia and Lake Stefaniadas. The region is excellent for fishing, mountain climbing, and exploring the flora and fauna, all in an environment with tall mountain peaks, small gorges, countless springs and rivers with crystal clear waters and delicious trout. An exciting destination for lovers of nature and rugged beauty. The artificial lake of Smokovo is inviting for numerous visitors, with the local medicinal waters that highlight nature's generosity. This historical region lies a short distance from Karditsa. Here, as the finds testify and Homer mentions, lived the ancient Dolopes, an amphictyonic tribe of fearsome warriors. Of interest are the region's monasteries and churches. At Redina, the Queen of Agrippa, the visitor can admire the unique wood-carved decoration of the roof of the church of Agios Georgios and visit the monastery of the Kimisios tis Theotokou. At the museum at the centre of the village, he will be able to admire the priceless Byzantine treasures, which attract many visitors. The artificial lake of Smokovo, with the eastern bridge at Ktimeni and its dam, forms an envious idyllic landscape where nature takes on the task of soothing the soul of contemporary man. When seeking treatment for the body at the medicinal springs of the Smokovo baths at Lutropii, visitors can enjoy the therapeutic qualities of the waters, which are considered ideal for breathing difficulties, rheumatism, etc. At the modern accommodation and dining facilities of the medicinal baths of Smokovo, Kedzas and hospitable Redina, new businesses are always opening up to serve even the most demanding visitor all year round. The Canalia, the balcony of Agrippa, built like amphitheatres, enjoy the wonderful view of the Thessalian plain. After a visit to the folk museum and the library, the visitor can enjoy the region's tavernas with the traditional local delicacies that stimulate the appetite. At the edge of the mountain range is the castle of ancient Ithomi, a city that took part in the Trojan War, led by the children of Asclepius. A beautiful image, like a painting, with a Byzantine note rising from the hill that dominates the Fanari region. The well-preserved 13th century Byzantine castle and the church of Agios Seraphim are followed by the traditional village of Ellinopyrgos. Art exhibitions, concerts, sporting events, and traditional festivals, the most important being that of Castanoyorti, draw large crowds each year. At Mavromati is the cave in which Georgios Keraskaki was born, and the monastery of Agios Georgios, where the hero was baptized, taking the saint's name. Reaching Mouzaki, one can clearly see that its privileged geographical position acts as a communications node in every direction. Karditsa, Trikala, Lake Plastira, Agithea, Achiloos, Arta. Its unchanged charm, combined with the excellent hotels, makes it a place of rest for every visitor. At Porti, there is a launch pad for lovers of extreme sports. There is also a very good launch pad for hang gliding at Ellinopyrgos, in the municipality of Ithomi. At Mega Rema, near the monastery of Agios Georgios, there are opportunities for climbing and crossing the gorge, within the rocks carved out by the waters. In the area of Lazarina, the visitor will encounter a surprise, a stud farm for breeding select horses, as well as a modern mushroom growing facility. The view from the hotels at Mouzaki is wonderful. Next to the haughty rocks, the Thessalian plain spreads out like a verdant sea, inviting the traveller to take another journey through the villages of paradise, the villages of today. The plain, the supplier, whose geographical position became a pass and a meeting place for races and cultures. Architectural remains and archaeological finds provide traces of human life from the 6th millennium BC. Here were the ancient cities of Arni, Thetonio, Chierio, Asterio, and Calithera. One will see wonderful bridges at Moscholuri Sofadon, Itea, and at Astritsa. The folk museums at Sofadon and Palama house and display the rich history of the local population of the Karagunides. Churches such as Agios Athanasios at Palama, Agios Georgios, and the Kimisios tis Theotokou grandly jutting out, evidence of the religious feeling of the locals. The tough agricultural life is the past, the present, and the future of this place. A past that is displayed in the best possible way at the wonderful Agricultural Museum of Itea. The endless plain is a source of inspiration for many artists, whose works are housed in the Karditsa Art Gallery. Karditsa, a modern town whose history goes back only a few centuries. Its foundation is dated to the Ottoman period, in the early 17th century. The first liberated European town during the years of the Second World War. A town that gives each of us the chance to get to know it on foot or by bicycle. A town with a human face and hospitable inhabitants. In the municipal market, a monument of European heritage with a special architectural design, the visitor can enjoy a coffee and purchase some local products. Pafsilipo's park is another fine architectural example, with a delightful refectory at its centre. For art lovers, the Karditsa Municipal Art Gallery exhibits a fine collection of works by Dimitris Gildasis, Gigula, Valtadoros, Kostas Pavlos, and many other artists, with works inspired by the lives and activities of the inhabitants of the Thessalian countryside. Many wonderful finds from all the prefecture's archaeological sites are exhibited in the Modern Archaeological Museum. The visitor can also see some important exhibits at the town's folk museum. At a short distance from Karditsa, of great archaeological interest, are the ancient towns of Kalithira, the archaic temple of Apollo at Moschato, and the Mycenaean Tholos tomb that lies between Georgiko and Xinoneri. Nearby, moments of rest are offered by the bars and cafes around the lake at Metropolis and at Heliadendra. Throughout the year, and throughout the whole prefecture, dozens of cultural associations and theatrical groups are active, as well as the Karditsa Photography and Cinema Club and the Union of Cultural Associations, holding cultural events, the Sofadon Carnival, the Pan-Hellenic Amateur Theatre Festival and the Karaskaki Festival, events that will satisfy even the most searching spirit. Night falls. The spirit has been satisfied, the soul has been filled, and the visitor seeks something else on the streets of Karditsa. Entertainment. Numerous cafes with local Sipuro spirit and tavernas with live music stimulate our senses. They confirm the authenticity of this place and create an entertaining atmosphere where contemporary musical sounds and the most authentic offspring of our folk tradition, rebetika, harmoniously coexist. Karditsa, there where nature's beauty satisfies the desires of the heart's mind. A wonderful journey, with adventure as its destination. Stimulate your senses and succumb to their calling. Relax and enjoy the beauties of nature. A calling which the spirit will adore.